What is up, everybody? Episode 2 of Chainsaw Man has definitely shown a lot more promise to the series than the first episode gave me. First episode was just really crazy action, lots of violence and gore and all that kind of stuff, but I was really hoping that there was going to be something besides just crazy MAPPA action and animation, and I really did get that with the second episode. I'm starting to feel the chemistry in the show itself, which, like I've argued several times before, yes, you can have crazy storyline, or you can just have really good chemistry, and that's enough to really feed me a really great series. And again, episode 2, I got a sense of that. This quirky band of demons/humans that are going out and killing devils. It was kind of odd to realize very quickly they skipped something, because like I said with my first impressions, I kind of read on to see if there was some good chemistry or some kind of story hook that was really going to grab me. And yes, the chemistry was what was kind of grabbing me, but I noticed very quickly with the beginning of episode 2, they skipped like an entire section. They just like skipped something. For those that don't know, essentially when they first arrive at this rest stop to get some food, immediately they hear there's a devil nearby. And so Makima sends Denji to go check it out. And he goes out there like a good loyal dog. And while he's walking out there, he's contemplating, like, he's thinking about leaving. Like, he's realized that Makima might not be a good person. Like, she's treating him like a dog. She basically says, "You're a dog. You'll say yes. You don't say no. I'm going to feed you. And by the way, if you do the wrong things, we're going to dispose of you just like a dog." And so he's already right now going, this Makima person might not be a good person. So he decides as he's walking towards this threat, maybe I should just leave. And then he stumbles upon the devil. And it's a little girl with a devil. And the girl's like, "No, please don't harm this devil. He's okay." And yeah, Denji's immediately thinking, oh yeah, well, I had Pochita. I kind of connect with this girl. And so he's like, okay, well, let's run away together. They're going to come after you. Let's just run away together. And that's the moment that this devil just takes over this girl and grabs Denji and starts to, take him out. And the devil's saying that he's going to have his way with this little girl. And so Denji at that point says, well, then I don't feel bad anymore. And he destroys the devil and then brings the girl back over to Makima. And well, obviously it seems like they didn't feel like this scene added enough to the show, or maybe they cut it because it has this little girl and literally this devil is just kind of infesting her or something, or possibly doing something worse. I didn't really get a full indication of what it was doing to her. It just seemed like her face was kind of getting a little distorted. But it kind of indicated there he was going to leave. Like, Denji isn't dumb. He realized that Makima at this point is treating him like a dog, and he's not sure if he's okay with that. So he's actually going to leave at this point. This is the point in which he does actually pass out because he just used his powers and he lost a lot of blood. So that's why he was passing out there. It was not because of the first episode. It was because he just fought a devil. But he wakes up. She offers him some udon, and he's... I like this because I just got done watching More Than a Married Couple, but Not Just Lovers. And in that show, he basically starts scarfing down this food and then realizes really quickly, oh, she could have fed me. And that would have been a lot cooler. And right here, no, Denji's like, no, I can't feed myself. So Makima starts feeding him. I thought it was kind of funny in contrast to just watching that last night. Denji's not dumb. But no, the rest of the episode is really just getting him introduced into the public safety group. We mentioned the fact that there's all these devil hunters out there. The public safety is like the one that has the best pay and the most benefits. And yes, he gets included into Hayakawa's group, which is this guy that has a sword that we found out later that his entire family was killed before him by devils, so he really doesn't like devils. But Hayakawa doesn't really like Denji. As they go out and he kind of shadows him, he really quickly knocks Denji to the ground and says, stop, just leave. I've seen too many people die because they joined this for the wrong reasons. And this is when we find out that Denji, when he's in a true fight, goes for the nuts. He goes for the nuts. Every single time he goes for the nuts. And that's how he beats Hayakawa, is just keeps kicking him in the nards. So, okay. But yeah, this is where Hayakawa does find out from Makima that, yeah, Denji is special. He's a very special case in the idea that he is a half demon, half devil, half human. And yes, if he does wrong, he's disposed of. But if he does good, he still remains. It's basically a special group that has special people in it that have, I guess, expectations outside the norm. And that obviously the higher ups, any chance they can get to dissolve this group, they're going to do it. So they need to show results. But yeah, obviously Hayakawa's not too happy about Denji being a part of his team because he's already got some other things to deal with in that team. But we do get our first mission, which is to take out this fiend that's at this one house, where Denji learns what a fiend is, which apparently is somebody that is possessed by a devil when they're dead. But unlike Denji, fiends specifically, it alters their head in some way, which we find out this one guy inside this house just has like a, I don't know, some kind of bug head, and Denji quickly takes it out by chopping off its head, not showing Hayakawa his powers, which he wanted to see. Denji right here, he claims that he wanted to make it as painless as possible, which upsets Hayakawa because he obviously wants to have them, all devils, suffer like badly because his entire family was taken out by them. But additionally, Hayakawa was really upset because he's, referencing the police officers outside that are risking their lives to protect their families by coming here. Whereas on the opposite end, Denji's like, look, I just want to make it as painless as possible. It's super painful looking whenever I use the chainsaw blades. And Hayakawa is saying, look, are you trying to be your friends? And he's like, well, if I can be their friends, that's perfectly fine because I don't really have any friends. And at first I thought this was going to be like some really kind of interesting insight to Denji, that he's willing to befriend devils because he just doesn't have any friends. And I mean, we see how much he's connecting to Makima just because she showed him some sort of kindness. He's probably going to do the same thing to even devils. He doesn't see things as black and white as Hayakawa. He sees things as, well, if somebody wanted to befriend me, sure. But no, it just turns out to be that, and she just didn't want to splatter blood on the mags that were on the ground, which, yes, he collects successfully before he talks about how badly he wants to touch chests. This all goes in the introduction of Power, which is one of these fiends. She's got these two horns, and yes, quite full of herself. But it seems like even though she is a fiend, she's highly rational. So she's not, lost herself completely. And so she is still being used a part of this group, which would normally, in an organization that would normally take them out. And so Denji goes out with Power in order to hunt down some demons. They talk about how they have to show this pass to get past devil hunters. And then, yes, Power ends up finding this cucumber devil and smashes it. And that was pretty much the end of the episode. I really did get a hint. I got some Eris vibes from Power in that 1 second when they were going across the rooftops, because she keeps looking back and stuff. I'm like, she looks just like Eris. like they're going for Eris right here. But no, I already like Power. But no, I think the biggest thing that I got from this episode, like I said, it is giving me a lot of the chemistry of the characters. It's just a band of absolute weirdos, because you have Denji, who's like just really broken. He hasn't really communicated with many people. He doesn't know how to interact with people. He just kind of accepts things and gravitates to things, although still having some sort of misgivings here and there. Hayakawa is just basically duty driven. All he cares about is revenge. Power is just wants to be powerful. Like, she just wants to take down things and feed on blood. Very, very carefree looking so far. And then you have Makima. Makima seems to be the manipulator. And that's kind of what I was getting a sense of from the very first episode. It feels like Makima is a manipulator. Hayakawa says something to the effect of, somebody like her isn't somebody you should chase after. I don't know if Hayakawa knows something about her, but he does like Makima because apparently she saved him at some point. Maybe when he's seen his family die, maybe Makima showed up and took them out. But obviously we're getting a sense that Makima is a manipulator. And we even see it in the OP. In the OP, it shows Makima handing this snail or whatever, Denji, which is like a parasitic snail. So she's obviously knows how to control people. Her saying, my type is Denji, she doesn't care. I don't think she really cares about Denji. Like, Denji's not her type. But she knows how to manipulate people. She knows how to control people. But at least she's being honest at the same time. I do like that aspect of it. I almost get a sense that she knows what people want and plays into them. She says she has a good sense of smell. Maybe that gives her some sort of indication there. But she knows how to control Denji. Treat him like a dog. Give him what he wants. Control him that way. He's desperate. All the while, technically, like I said, keeping honest. I do like that aspect. She's manipulative, but she's also honest at the same time. If you step out of line, the organization's going to kill you. If this group doesn't work, it's dissolved. And guess what happens after that? So she's not lying to Denji. She's being very honest with him. Even though he doesn't like it at first, he seems like he's going along with it just because he has his own desires. He's had nothing and now he's got something. And I do like that aspect. Like when I really do like the fact that when Hayakawa beats Denji down, what does he say? If you're here for Makima, go away. You're just gonna die anyways. Look, I had nothing. Like, Denji's like, I literally had nothing. I have food now. I have a place to stay. I have a bath. This is like the life for Denji. So he's like, even if I die, who cares? At least I have something now. So again, it is giving me some really good vibes here. I am liking the character so far. Again, it's the group, the Misfits, basically. And I think it'll be a lot of fun going forward. But I'll try to keep an eye on the manga and the show at the same time to see if there's any differences. Like I said, there was a full-on scene this episode that was completely skipped, so I'll be curious if more of that happens going forward. And like I said, there was technically one aspect of the first episode with the hug that was a little bit not explained well in the first episode as well. I just realized the reason why Denji always goes for the nuts. He's missing one. At least according to the anime's first episode. He's jealous. Anyways, That's my thoughts on episode 2 of Chainsaw Man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what you thought of the episode. Additionally, if you have not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you get all my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below. I greatly appreciate everybody it does. Special shout out to Seth, who just became a Patreon supporter. I greatly appreciate it, and y'all take care.